Yes, people, we are back live for another NBA talk, NBA preview, NBA review, week 3 review, week 4 preview. Got an interesting one this week. Obviously, joining me, you got to get King on. He's very knowledgeable about the NBA. King, how are we doing, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. My Sixers are not playing that well at the moment, but apart from that, it's been a good week. Been a good week.
I hear that. I hear that. But yeah, we've got a very interesting game this week. Celtics against Cavs at TD Garden in Boston. I'm a Celtics fan. I gotta get I have to have chest for this game. I have to get my chest out and get pumped for the game. You know what I mean? Because we're playing at home, so the crowd will be up for it. The fans will be up for it. Boston's gonna be Boston. You know how it is in Boston whenever the Celtics play. It's crazy. But yeah, King, we'll start with reviews. So I'll start with you first, bro. Sixers. How has week 3 been for you? Like, you want to talk about the week 3, like your results and Joel Embiid's return. I'll let you have the floor, bro.
Um, I mean, it's good to see the big man back, but it hasn't made much of a difference. I don't think so far. I don't really know what to say for this season. To be honest, I don't know.
Mm.
I don't really see any light at the end of the tunnel at the moment. I think defensively we've been very poor. Offensively we've been all right, but I think we missed we missed Maxi. It's frustrating that we don't have him. I need more from Paul George. I need more from him as well. Yeah. Apart from that, yeah. I just need more overall from my team. At the current moment.
Mm. Yeah, I see that. I mean, your recent results have been. Let me look at the Sixers results. So you've had a disappointing sort of week. I must I say. Um, you lost to the Magic in Orlando. You you lost to the Cavs at home. That's kind of understandable, to be honest. And you lost to the Knicks at home. Sort of understandable because considering how good the Knicks are, but and you beat the Hornets at home. Uh, and what else? You lost, and I'm sorry, we already spoke about last week. You beat the Hornets at home in overtime. So I think you played 3 games. You've won one and lost two. That's more of like an improvement considering how you guys have sort of started your season. And obviously with Joel Embiid being out, obviously with what's his name, Tyrese Maxey being out, and Paul George having to carry the team on his back. Um, Talk to me about all the 3 games. Like, did you watch them? Did what talk about the win against the Hornets? Just to get a bit of positivity about the Sixers. Like, what did you see for the Sixers that you know?
I'll be honest, it was a struggle against the Hornets. I don't think we've looked good against any team that well in terms of play. Against the Hornets, it was a overtime win. I just don't know. I don't really know about my team at the moment. I mean, we've got potent scorers. I just think defensively we've been a bit off. It was good to see Yabuzele play
Former
decent.
Celtic, former Celtic, by the way. Carry
Yeah,
on.
I've liked that pickup. I've liked Jared McCain. But yeah, I just think we just need the big three back. And
Mm.
for me, because the way the league is constructed, every team you're gonna face, they're gonna have one or two all-star level talented players. And if you don't have your talent playing well and in sync with each other, it's gonna be hard. Because we had the big move of Paul George in the off season, but he's still acclimatizing to his new teammates, his new team. Now we've added Embiid to the mix, and then lost Maxi at the same time, so we haven't had the chance to kind of see them how they would play together.
Mm.
I don't like Nick Nurse's rotations in terms of the team. I think
Ferris.
And it feels like, to me, like it just seems like the Sixers every year with Embiid on the court, we're winning. With him off the court, we're just dropping too many points, and it's kind of like having a monster and trying to find
And
better ways to utilize him.
the thing with the Sixers, when you get Joel Embiid back firing again, obviously he said this year he's not going to play back-to-back games, so that's going to be a bit of an issue for the Sixers. Considering your record right now, I think Joel Embiid must step up for his team and actually not be such a dickhead. Like if it just has to be said. I'm sorry. Like you can't be telling your team I'm not playing back-to-back games this year, especially seeing the record of your team right now. And this is not me hating on the Sixers at all. This is just me being brutally honest. Like if Joel Embiid is coming out with statements like this, he's pretty much giving up on the Sixers, in a sense. Like I'm sorry, your star player cannot be coming out and say I'm not playing back-to-back games. Look at your record first and foremost. Look at your record. It's absolutely dreadful. Like this is not the start I expected the Sixers at all. This is not how I expected the Sixers to start the season at all. If I'm being completely honest with you, I thought the Sixers would start the season off well, but Joel Embiid got injured, right? Paul George just came back. You had Tyrese Maxey out, right? But I'm expecting a bit more resurgence from the Sixers, and I'm just not seeing it because the problem is, right? When you got your star player Joel Embiid coming out with statements like that, it just goes to show that he's a bit disinterested. He's kind of disinterested. So to get him interested again, you guys might need to change things up. Might need to make some moves. What's his relationship with Paul George like? You know, him and Tyrese Maxey have done very well last season to get the Sixers to a respectable finish last season, right? Because you have a good team, right? But letting go of a few players in the offseason, you let go of what's his face? You let go of Tobias. Is Tobias Harris still there? He's not there, right? He's
Gone
to Orlando, right? You let go of Tobias Harris. In my opinion, the Sixers should have tried to sign Jimmy Butler in the offseason. That's where I think you guys messed up. You guys should have gone for Jimmy Butler in the offseason instead of Paul George. And this is not me saying that Paul George isn't a great addition. He is a great addition. But Jimmy Butler would have been the perfect player for the Sixers. Obviously, we'll look at it months down the line and be like, maybe the Sixers are doing well. But looking at your next few fixtures, do I see you guys going on a run of games? Because I don't. Unless Joel Embiid is 100% healthy, there's a chance that you could go on a run of games. There's a chance that the Sixers could really, really step up their game. But I'm just not seeing it at the moment because you guys are just not. There's lack of chemistry. That's the biggest issue with the Sixers. There's a lack of. I've not watched any of your games this season, but I can literally like read it in a book. I could read it like a book. Like I don't even need to like watch any of the games to tell you that the Sixers have been poor. And this is not me hating on the Sixers as a Boston Celtics fan at all. So don't get it twisted. This is just me being brutally honest with what the Sixers are right now. Right? State of the Sixers. Personally, for me, you guys need to make some moves. The transfer deadline, not transfer deadline. The trade deadline isn't until February, March. The Sixers could easily make moves right now to change their season. Literally right now, they could do it. If the Sixers were ruthless, they'd do it right now. But the problem is they're not. They haven't been for a long time. Right? I'm not hating at all. I'm just gonna say it as it is. Like you guys really need to start picking up some runs. And I mean, as a Celtics fan, I'm gonna also say this: we're not looking great as well. And we're not looking great defensively. We're not looking great, but I know that we can step it up. I know that we have the capabilities to do it because the Celtics are still hungover from the finals. We're still hungover from the playoffs. It'll take some time to get the rhythm back in. I know the Sixers. I know we beat the Knicks destroyed the Knicks on opening night because maybe the adrenaline was still there for the playoffs, right? But then it slowly died down as the season slowed because our defense does not look like it right now. Our defense looks horrendous right now. I know the stats and stuff says otherwise, But when I'm watching the Celtics game, we're getting in close battles with Atlanta. We're getting in close battles with Toronto. The teams we should be absolutely ripping apart. We should be teams that we should be ripping to shreds. But as for the Sixers, let me just read your next few games, okay? And don't need to feel don't need to feel like like I'm completely like ripping into team. I'm not. I'm just saying it as it is, bro. Like the thing is, I want it to be competitive Eastern Conference. I know the Cavs are on a 15-0 run right now, but there's no way they go 82-0. Clip it. They ain't going 82-0. No one is gonna go 82-0. The Cavaliers will lose at some point, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be what after they play us, who knows? But the Cavs will lose at some point, right? And we're only like what? How many? We're 11-3. So if the Cavs were to lose against Boston, that would be 12-3 plus 15-1. We're two wins and 2 losses away from behind them. It's so weird how things can change so quick. But the thing is with the Eastern Conference is the Celtics and the Cavs are just so far ahead of the rest right now. Like the Bucks have not had a good start. That's kind of played into your advantage because at least the Bucks have not started off well. The Bucks have not started off well at all. So you guys still have a chance to get back into it because looking at the records right now, what's the Sixers record right now currently in the Eastern Conference?
2-10.
You're 13th, right? The Lakers in 22-23, I think they were about 2-10 as well at some point. Or they were like, what, 2-8? I remember they were 2-8 at some point, the Lakers. And then they fought back. They went on a run of games and they started to get back into it. They started to win 4 games, lose a couple, and then win a few more, and then lose a couple. But you know what they did? They got back into it, and then they nearly finished in an automatic playoff position. What the Sixers need to do now is make sure that you guys are healthy. Make sure that everyone is fit. Change the system up a little bit. For me, you need to look at because I'll just look at it right now. Yeah, you are literally only 3 games behind, 3 wins and 3 losses behind 12th. Sorry. Excuse me. You are one more. The things with the Brooklyn Nets, they're 10th. They're one more loss from becoming what, 5-10. You are 3 more wins away from being 5-10. So it's not done. You can still you know what it is. If you beat Miami tomorrow, which I think you can, right? In Miami, because the Miami Heat, I don't know how good I think they look really inconsistent. They just lost to the Indiana Pacers. You can get back into this hunt for the playoff promotion. Because as it stands right now, everyone in the Eastern Conference, aside from, if you actually look at it, right, everyone up to 5th place, from 15th up to 5th, have a more of a losing record than a winning record. And you know what it is with the Sixers? They're only 5 wins away from matching the Detroit Pistons, and 2 losses, and the Detroit Pistons are 2 losses away from having the same loss record as you guys. So it's not all doom and gloom. But what I want to say is the run needs to start sooner rather than later. And I think if you beat Miami tomorrow in Miami, that could set some that could kickstart something. And this is not being like, I'm just gonna say it again. I'm not hating on the Sixers. I'm just being brutally honest. But I'll let you have your say, bro. I've said enough.
No, I agree. I mean, to be honest, we're lucky we're in the East because in the West there's about all the way up until like 9th in their division they're all positive, but in our division it's only the top 4 teams that have positive records. So I just think we're lucky in the fact that a lot of the teams in the Eastern Conference are playing poorly at the start of the season. But at the same time, it's never a good look to be 2-10 when you're meant to be a playoff team. Obviously we've had difficulties with not had our big 3 together played together once this season. Embiid out at the start, Paul George out at the start. Paul George comes back, then Tyrese Maxey goes out, then Embiid comes in. So we haven't had our big three guys together at one point, and I think we need Maxey back sooner rather than later. And then at least then, even without Embiid, Maxey and Paul George can somewhat, do somewhat actually try and win some games against the lesser teams in division and in Western Conference as well. But if it gets to a point where, put it this way, if it's like 4-20 or 4-15, it gets to a point where you've lost too many games and there's no chance of getting into the play-in. So we need to turn it around over the next couple of weeks, because if you wait too long to kind of get on that run, then it might just be a thing where you have to just kind of, wash up the season and just try and get draft picks. So it's going to be a difficult one for the Sixers to really get back into this. There's some shoots of good things. I do think we have a lot of good pieces. But yeah. Be not doing back-to-backs. Maxey and Paul George needs to get healthy again, and then fully healthy and play together, and then we'll see from there. But I just think it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season for the Sixers, and we can't afford not to be in the playoffs and not to go all the way.
I think you'll make the playoffs. Like as much as everything I said, I still think you'll turn it around.
Who knows? If we don't get rid of the coach,
you've got a lot of time to do so, man. You've got a lot of time. Bro, you could literally make trades right now. Like the trade deadline is not until February, March. So you don't have to worry about trades like trades. So you can make trades right now and not worry about a thing. Like real talk, you could even trade Tyrese Maxey away and get someone better in. Just to make a statement and make some changes. I'm not saying you will trade Tyrese Maxey away. I think that's dumb to trade him away. But what I'm saying is you could do that. You could do something like that right now, if you were really ruthless. That's what I think. The Sixers front office has not been ruthless enough. That's been the biggest issue with the Sixers over the years. That's why you've not made the conference finals since I don't know how long. That's why you've not made it past the semifinals for a long time. You get what I'm saying? You've made the NBA finals. I don't remember when you made the NBA finals. I think you've won a couple of NBA finals, but I think that's like that's like early 1990 something. But regardless, like you guys need to step it up now, like sooner rather than later. But go on, bro. Sorry, I just wanted to get it.
Yeah, no, I agree. Our two biggest mistakes was keeping Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. That was one big mistake, and the second big mistake was keeping Ben Simmons too long. And then bringing in James Harden, because you know how Harden is. As soon as he doesn't get his way, he wants to move. So I think the biggest issues is keeping on talent that aren't good enough for too long. Even Tobias Harris last season, him in the playoffs was absolutely terrible, and the fact that we gave him a big contract and kept him for so long was a shock to me. I think even with the Paul George contract, I think is too big of a contract, and it leaves less room for maneuver when you have too many guys on big money. There's not much we can actually do when it comes to trading and moving pieces around, unless we get rid of one of our bigger pieces in Embiid or Maxey. So we don't really have the wiggle room to make drastic changes that we may need to if the season doesn't go right. So we'll see what happens.
I hear that. Do you want to say something more about the Sixers? Do you think you guys see yourself making trades? You guys see yourself making moves, or do you think you see it out to the trade deadline and see what you guys do, or the All-Star break?
I don't think we make any moves anytime soon. I think we leave it a couple of weeks, see when Maxey gets back, see how it goes, and then go from there. But definitely, you could see within the last week of the trade deadline, definitely a couple moves made if things don't go right, and maybe even a changing of coach if things don't go right, because he has to do better as well.
I hear that. Before we move on, people, there's 16 of you watching. Please make sure that you like the video. Make sure you show King some love. I will put put his link in the title, so you make sure you go and sub to his channel. He will be doing some content as well, and I will be hopping on his channel soon. So people, I'm also 12 subscribers away from 100. So that's 18 of you watching. Like, you could literally just click the link and go and subscribe. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. It's obviously free to subscribe. So go and subscribe. Make sure that you do so. Let's I could literally reach 100 subs by now with 20 of you watching. So go on, people. Show us some love. Be respectful in the chat as well. If you're gonna comment, yeah, we will move on. Let's talk about the Boston Celtics, and obviously let's talk about week. Actually, yeah, let's talk about the Boston Celtics. Obviously, that's my team, so I'm going to start. Look, I was not impressed with the way we lost to the Atlanta Hawks. I really wasn't, because we missed a lot of free throws in the clutch and missed too many shots. Really and truly, we just didn't play well, and the Hawks deserved the win. And they play with more grit and grind than we did. They deserved to win that game. I'm not even going to speak much on it, because I'm not happy with the way the Boston Celtics have played defensively so far this season, as a whole. Because games against, like, for example, the Golden State Warriors, Indiana Pacers, we've got dominated by teams with height. The most positive news I've heard in a long time was that Kristaps Porzingis is very, very close to making his return, and that's going to be massive for the Boston Celtics, especially with our lack of height right now on the defensive end. And with Porzingis returning, he can shoot, rebound, knock down threes, defend at the rim. He's going to be so crucial to us going forward, and we need him to stay healthy this season. We really, really need him to stay healthy, because, dare I say it, if he does not, if he's gonna have injury issues from this season till next season, we might have to look elsewhere. As much as I really love Kristaps Porzingis, as much as I really, really liked that he's come into this team and made such a huge difference, if his injury record does not improve, then we might have to look elsewhere. His contract might match the likes of Jakob Poeltl, who played very well against the Celtics. Someone like, Şengün, maybe Sabonis. I think that's way out of reach. But we can try to afford players like that. But however, our salary cap is not allowing us to. And for me, the biggest mistake is not acquiring Lonnie Walker into the roster. When we had Lonnie Walker in the roster in our preseason camp, we should have acquired that guy. We should have at least traded Jaden Springer away or something, or we should have at least cut someone out of this team, free up $10 million, and give Lonnie Walker that deserved contract. Because he, for me, would have made such a massive difference to this team right now. He would have made a massive difference to this team. I do not know how anyone in the NBA did not pick up this guy, because he is really, really good. And I'm saying this as a person who really wanted Lonnie Walker at the trade deadline last season. I said it myself. We should have gone for Lonnie Walker. And we got him in the summer, well, we let him go. Personally, for me, we needed a player like Lonnie Walker in this team. Pritchard has been class this season. Peyton Pritchard has been absolutely immense this season. He's been really, really good. We've also got players like Derek White, who can be clutch. And also, I need to speak on the Raptors game. So not the Raptors game, the Nets game. The Nets game reminded me a bit more of the last season of Boston Celtics, because that game in the second half, we completely and utterly dominated the Nets, completely destroyed the Nets. But the Nets have been tough this season. I can't lie. The Nets have been very, very good this season. They looked tough to play against, but the Boston Celtics of last season turned up, and we completely dominated the game, and we won in that second half, just completely destroyed. We've played like that in a few games this season, but the problem is we let teams back into the game too easily, and then we fall apart from there. That's been our biggest issue: not being able to hold on to leads, not being clumsy with the ball, sloppy turnovers, and that's what's kind of led to our to us having so many tight games. And I need to speak on the Jason Tatum. What a shot at the end of the game! You see the Jason Tatum buzzer beater that day. NBA last 2 minute report can go fucking do one about he traveled. Do people not talk about that Jaylen Brown got hacked right before the Jason Tatum travel? Jaylen Brown got completely pushed to the ground and there was no call. So if you want to talk about the travel, talk about Jaylen Brown being completely hacked. And the last 2 minute report favored both sides. Got it even for both sides. So at the end of the day, the Boston Celtics deserved their win. And we got our win. So if any rival fans can hate on us, keep hating on us. I don't care. Keep hating on us. We'll just continue to do our thing. And we've got Cleveland next. No better time to end the Cavs run. This is the team that if we're talking like complete, like of like the overall picture, yeah. The current NBA champion should be winning this game. As crazy as it sounds, because the Cavs are undefeated, it's in Boston. The Celtics can beat teams like this, and our defense can turn up. Our team could just turn up on the day, but it also could be very sloppy. It also could get ugly if we do not take care of the ball. That's my biggest issue with the Celtics, and no better time to do it than at TD Garden in front of a crowd to end the Cavs run, and to get back into the hunt for that first top seed in the East. And yeah, we beat the Raptors. I guess that was really it from last week. And we really didn't have many games. We played 3 games last week. We played a back-to-back, and we played one on Saturday. So yeah, 2 wins and a loss. Not great because we should have beaten the Hawks. However, we did not. In my opinion, in the 2 games at home, we didn't play well. We didn't play great. So we have to be better. We have to be better defensively. We have to be better. We have to take care of the ball more. We have to be less sloppy with it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about my own team, really. But I'll let you have the floor now, bro. I've spoken about my team enough.
I mean,
what do you think of the Celtics so far?
No, they've looked good. As I said, one of the only 4 teams in the East are positive records. Obviously, it's a difficult game coming up against the Cavs because they're the informed team, unbeaten. They're on fire right now, so I think it's hard coming up against a team like that, either home or away, because obviously they're on fire, and it's kind of gonna have to take you playing to a decent level to actually beat them with the momentum they have. In regards to the Celtics, yeah, they do miss a bit of height. They do need Porzingis back. I think he adds extra rebounding, extra height onto the team, and that's probably a fragility of the team without him. Defensively, you've been okay. Like most games, you look solid.
Not great.
There's been some bad moments, but I just think for the Celtics, I just think it's just teething issues that they can pattern over the season. So I wouldn't be too worried at the moment. Obviously, you do want to get the number 1 seed. You want the home court advantage. You want to be the number 1 in the East going into the playoffs. But as you said in it, no team is going to go unbeaten. So there will be a point in time where Cavs will get a couple losses, and it'll be interesting to see if Cavs go through a bad run of games, how many losses they get, how they play, if they get some injuries, how that will affect the team. So it's a very long season. They've had a great start, and Celtics are the number 2 seed in the East at the moment. But yeah, it's just gonna be one of those.
Yeah, go on. So I could finish up.
Kind of things. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
Do you think the Cavs 15-0 is a bit deceiving in a way?
I mean, it can be.
Yeah, because nobody really expected this to happen. Like I know it's a new head coach bounce and everything, because obviously they fired JB Bickerstaff in the offseason, and now they've got a new head coach, right? Do you think this is a bit of a bounce for them? Do you think this is a bit a bit deceiving, because nobody like I said, nobody expected the Cavs to be like unbeaten like this. Obviously, what they've done is great. I'm not gonna take it down. I'm not gonna bring them down whatsoever, because this upcoming game I have to be cautious with what I say, because I know I'm a Celtics fan, and I know I should have chest because we're the current NBA champions and all that. But like real talk, we should be cautious about the Cavs because we could beat them convincingly, scrape a win, or they could just blow us out. Because if they're gonna beat us, they'll probably destroy us, or at least maybe win by 10 or something. But if we win, if we beat a big team, we'll probably destroy them because we usually beat big teams very comfortably. And the Cavs are a good team. We can scrape a win, and that'd be nice. But if there's one team to do it for me, it's got to be the Celtics. Personally, for me at least, because we're the current NBA champions. They're undefeated, right? We sent them packing last season in the playoffs. I know it's different. I know it was a different head coach, different system, and all of that. But like, if there's one team to do it, it has to be. It should be Boston. I won't be surprised if we lose, but don't be surprised if the Celtics are the ones who end the Cavs run. Because for me, even though I've said all about our defense and everything, our team could just turn up. We could just turn up and have an absolute blast on Tuesday night. But do I think it's a bit deceiving? No, not going to take it away from the Cavs. It's just maybe everyone's just not hit full gear yet. Maybe there are teams that have not hit like full gear, and the Cavs were a bit more motivated because they lost in the Eastern Conference semifinals last season, so they're coming back stronger. And I think the Cavs will be a massive threat going forward. But yeah, bro, continue. I just need to say that, bro. Go on.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, with the Cavs, they've really been winning these games based on their free ball. So they've got a lot of shooters in their team. They've got the highest shot percentage in terms of 3-pointers, so they've been very efficient with those type of shots. So for me, I don't think it's a false thing. I just think I think the games they've won is because they've been the better 3-pointer team. And in modern NBA, the 3-point shot is the most important shot when it comes to the current game, especially the way the rules defensively and stuff of that nature. So in terms of the Celtics Cavs game, it's just gonna be who will be the better 3-point. You'll have the hot hand on the day. I think if Celtics can try and alleviate the 3-point the 3 points of the Cavs and try and get them off the 3-point line and try and make them go interior rather than sticking to the 3-point line, I think that's probably the best way to beat them. But the Celtics also going to have to shoot the ball well and shoot at a decent rate.
And we have been doing that. The thing is, our shooting has not been the issue. It's for me where I see the leaks in the Celtics team is the defense.
Yeah,
our defense in the paint has been absolutely atrocious so far, and the stats can say whatever they want. I've been watching the games close enough to tell you that the Celtics have got dumped. The reason why we lost to the Hawks is because the Hawks tipped the ball in via with the height advantage off the offensive rebound. If we had grabbed the defensive rebound with a big man, we'd have won that game. They'd have had to foul us, but because the Hawks made a mistake. And we screwed up. That's why we lost the game. We anyone can have those type of games. Anyone can lose games like that. I'm not even going to get into what you call the fact that anyone can lose a game like how we lost. But it's the manner that we lost that game. More than what, it was a bad performance for the Celtics. Because we could have clutched up and won the game. Really and truly, we shouldn't be losing games like that. However, games like that will eventually happen to every contending team and every team that's been that's competing for the NBA title or at least contending for it will have some games like that. I'm sure the Golden State Warriors have had games like that. I remember the Boston Celtics in 2016 were not that great. Right, or we're okay, or we're good enough, right? And the Warriors were undefeated, and we were the ones who ended that Golden State Warriors run of 21 games or something like that at home. They had some insane record at home or something like that, and I was like, and the Celtics beat them. So it's not all doom and gloom. And yes, we're still winning games. Cool. If we clutch up, we win. The Celtics can be clutch. We have to be clutch against a team like a Cavs. Donovan Mitchell's absolutely balling right now, balling. So we need to try and at least utilize. We need to try and defend the space. We need to try and defend the perimeter because they will shoot a heck of a lot of threes, just like us. We need to try and protect the paint as much as possible, even though we don't have the height to do so. I'll talk about Neemias Queta. Neemias Queta has come in and made such a massive positive in our team, even though we're still allowing a lot of points. He's come in and he's made such a positive impact on the defense, even though it's not been great. So I will say this: I'm still going to back my team to win the game, even though the odds. You know what? Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care about odds. I'm backing my team to win because it's at home. I have full confidence. Like we can do it. We're the current NBA champions, and I believe we can do it. I believe that if there's one team to do it, it should be the Celtics. It should be. Will it be? Is my question. Will it be? We don't know that for sure. We'll have to wait and find out. I hope it is, because the Cavs are not going 82-0. Everyone knows that. Even Augustin knows this. He himself knows this. He's a Cavs fan. He knows they're not going 82-0. It may seem a bit deceiving, but the Cavs have had a very, very good start to the season, and I'm not taking anything away from it. Nothing away from it. They're a good team. They've always been a good team, especially with Donovan Mitchell. And like I've said this many, many times, they do not need Donovan Mitchell to make the playoffs, but they need Donovan Mitchell to get far in the playoffs. That's what I've always said about the Cavs. But I'll let you have your say, bro. I mean, they're on a roll right now.
Yeah, they are on a roll. You may have trouble with their height as well. I think that might be an issue if defensively, if if they do go interior, I think they'll dominate you in the paint. But yeah, I think when it comes to the Cavs and the Celtics game, it's mainly just about who has the hot hand on the day. I think with Cleveland, they've won most of their games through their 3-point shooting.
And that's like us as well.
And they've just been outscoring teams. So for me, it's just gonna be that's
especially with Jason Tatum playing at an MVP level right now. Like he for me right now after Jokic is the second best current player in the NBA. No one can really debate that with me. He's been the player that I think for me has been the most disrespected over the last year and a half. Like the most hated player. The guy gets too much hate for absolutely no reason whatsoever. It's that they've done too much glazing for other players, but they refuse to believe that Jason Tatum is doing this and that. Do people even watch Celtics games properly to tell me that Jason Tatum is a shit player? Like, real talk, what do they even watch? I could be saying this, he could drop a stinker tomorrow, but I will still tell you that he's one of the best players in the league. I will say it with chest. He's one of the best players in the league. Arguably the second best this season. You can maybe argue Anthony Davis is level with him. But no one's matching Jokic right now. That's the problem. No one's matching Jokic. Nobody is matching Nikola Jokic right now because of what he's doing, of what his ability is with the Nuggets. He's carrying that Nuggets team right now. The Nuggets have not been great this season apparently, but Jokic has been carrying the Nuggets this season. The Celtics have been great, but Jason Tatum is playing like probably his best basketball I've seen in a while. I've seen since the playoffs last season. I just say is right now he's been the best player in the league. I'll just say it with trust. He's been my best player to watch this season in the league. He has dropped 30. He dropped like I don't know how many 30-point games this season, but he's played nearly every game, and he's had one game where he struggled with his ankle, and that was the Hawks game. I'm not making excuses as to why we lost to the Hawks. We should have beaten the Hawks, but it doesn't matter. Jason Tatum has been playing his release has improved so much. He's knocking down more threes than normal. My only concern is he's gotten worse at the free throw line. That's it. His free throws have gotten worse compared to what I've seen in the past. But that's not the issue. The issue is that people don't watch the games enough to tell me that that Jason Tatum is a good player. They just throw their agendas. They just hate, and they watch games and they hate. They don't actually watch games objectively and say as it is. Jason Tatum is one of the best players in the league right now. And I don't care if I'm the Celtics fan that oh, but why do you protect your player so much? Because I have every right to. We're the current NBA champions. What what else do you want me to say? Like people just like to spin the narrative too much, man. But go on, bro. It is what it is. Yeah, completely agree, bro. He's one of the best two-way players in the league. Completely agree. Completely agree. Go on, bro.
I think. Oh well, if we're gonna go on the Jason Tatum conversation, I would say this. I think when it came to the Celtics title last year, I think as much as Jason Tatum was great, I think Jaylen Brown was a bigger influence on the finals in terms of winning it. I think the reason why people hate Jason Tatum is because they've put him in conversations too early on. I think this season you can say he's top 5, but in previous years you couldn't put him in the top 5 conversations as much. If you look at the league with the likes of Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, even if you look at Luka Doncic, if you look at Curry, LeBron, players of that ilk. So I think Jason Tatum still has a lot to improve and a lot to grow. He's still very young, and he still has a long way to go before he can consider himself to be the best. But he has got a few obstacles in his way with the likes of Giannis, Jokic, and stuff like that. But I think Jason Tatum just
But
needs
this season, you can't argue. Like he's been dropping so many so many dimes. Like you just can't say anything against him really. Like he's been dropping big numbers. He nearly got 2 triple doubles in a row. Unfortunately, he got subbed out in one of the games, and the other one was, I think he didn't get one more assist. And the fact that he's putting up nearly triple double numbers, yes, and this Celtics team has a lot of quality around him, and it makes it easier for him. But over the years, he's had to carry the Celtics on his back plenty of times. I'll give you one example. There's one time. Remember, we were 3-2 down against Milwaukee. The Celtics were down 3-2 against Milwaukee in Game 6. Jason Tatum had to go to Milwaukee. He dropped 46 points to help the Celtics win and force a Game 7. And guess what we did in Game 7? We destroyed the Bucks. So people are telling me Jason Tatum cannot carry the game on his back. Yes, he can. He's done that plenty of times. And I don't want to remind you, King, but I'm just going to say it anyways. Remember that Jason Tatum 51-pointer against the Sixers in the conference semifinals, like Game 7? That's another example. Jason Tatum can take the game by himself. He can play. He can take the game in his own hands. He can literally take matters into his own hands in a split, in literally like a split second. And that's what I've seen from Jason Tatum over the years. People don't watch Boston Celtics enough to tell you that Jason Tatum is a good player. They just look at his moments. They just look at a few moments, and they just hate the Celtics. Really, they just really hate the Celtics. They watch games with agenda. They talk about Jimmy Butler. They talk about Miami Heat. But did the Miami Heat end up winning the championship? No. So you can give all the chest about Miami all you like. You can talk about Miami's last season all you like. You can talk about no Jimmy Butler all you like. I don't care. The fact of the matter is Jason Tatum has won an NBA championship. People can hate. It's okay. No problem. Real talk. I don't mind. I don't mind reading it every day. It just goes to show that he's doing well. If they're hating means he's doing well. It's true. If they're hating on him means he's doing really well. And they've got nothing else to say apart from try and spin agendas. But yeah, I'll let you finish off, bro.
Yeah, so I wouldn't consider him at this moment a top 5 player. I feel from Jason Tatum's perspective, I think he just needs a consistent season of this level of performance and to do it in the playoffs as well. it's good to win the first championship, but there was going to be a lot of hate towards him because of how many injuries that other teams had going into that run. Obviously, Giannis went down, Embiid went down, guys like that went down. So they need the Celtics and Jason Tatum especially need to win back to back, and Jason needs to show up in the playoffs against the best of the best and do it every night in night out when it comes to the playoffs for
The
people
Cel-
to
the Celtics
stop hating
the
on it.
Celtics could not control the injuries that other teams had. We just had to do our thing.
But that's the thing. That's the narratives going into this season, right? In order for you to defeat those narratives, you have to go back to back and do it again. Imagine the narratives that the Warriors
I
had.
believe we can.
The
I believe we
Warriors
can.
had to take when they first won their title. Oh, is Steph really the greatest shooter? Is Clay as good as he is? Is Draymond just a fouling cheat? You know, these are kind of narratives that opposition fans and the media will have against players until they prove them wrong, until they
And
create that dynasty, until they
and
do that year
and also,
after year
bro,
after year.
and also, bro, a lot of top superstars in the NBA won their first NBA championship at the age of 26 or 27.
Yeah.
And Jason Tatum's only entering his prime years now. This is where
Exactly.
this is his prime years. So we'll judge over the years, and I hear you. But if we're talking based on this season right now, Jason Tatum has been the top 2 player for me in the league.
Yeah, he's definitely been top 5 this season so far. He just needs to carry it on. There's not really there's no point for him to talk about it. He just needs to do it. Whole 82 game seasons, go for that MVP. Try go for defensive player of the year. Try and be the top
Defensive
scorer.
player of the year. It's not going to happen. I think that's a bit of a stretch. I think you've got players like Derek White who and stuff who can contend for that. I'm not concerned about defensive player of the year. I'm not concerned about MVP. I think it's more about can you perform on a consistent level like this and take the team back to back titles rather than MVP. You know what I mean? Paul Pierce was spot on about MVP. The fact that he was one of only, I think there are very, very few NBA players that have won MVP and have won the NBA title in the same year. Very, very few. Not many have won MVP and won the NBA championship in the same year. You got Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. You've got Curry won MVP and he won the champion and he won it. You've also got KD didn't win the championship. LeBron won MVP, but did he win the championship? There were times where he didn't. James Harden didn't win the championship, so it's not easy. You can go for MVPs, but and bro, every year that Jokic has won MVP, he's not won the championship. There's one year that he didn't win the MVP. He won the championship. I was up against Joel Embiid. So not MVPs are not the be all end all. It's not the be all end all. You have to perform on a consistent level to take your team to the NBA championship, rather than looking at MVPs, because MVPs I think they're given on the same they're given in the playoffs.
They're given during based on regular season, right?
So, yeah, they give it on regular season, and they hand out the awards during the playoffs. So my take on this is, don't be so worried about MVP. Don't. Just think about going back to back, rather than looking at MVP.
The focus shouldn't be MVP. The focus should be back to
back.
No,
of course.
You need to
very
be
few players have done it.
But you need to be a part of the conversation. You can't just, let rest on your laurels and just be, okay, I'm not going to go for MVP. I'm just going to play average.
No. Compete for sure.
Be top 3 at least. Be top 3 at least.
Of course,
when it comes to championships, even if the team that's won it, they didn't win the MVP, they were top 3, top 5 in the conversation at least.
And the trajectory he's going on right now, he can definitely be that top 3. He can definitely be in the top 3. And with the trajectory he's on right now, he can definitely be the top 3.
Yeah, but up until this point, the biggest issue is Jason Tatum hasn't done it enough for people to not alleviate the hate, and it's just up to him just to silence the critics. But there's always going to be people that are going to hate on a player. There's still people that hate
of course.
LeBron,
But
KD,
I just
Steph.
think
It doesn't really matter.
I just think people are trying too much with Jason Tatum though, because they're all here glazing Anthony Edwards. But what did Anthony Edwards do in the playoffs? Like, he completely went missing.
He's just more exciting to watch. That's the thing.
Actually, I would sorry, excuse me. I wouldn't say missing, but I wouldn't say good enough to take his team over the line.
Yeah. But he's just more exciting to watch. I think the reason why they like him is because of the way he presents himself. Sometimes when people look at Jason Tatum, he just seems like he's a bit, without a better word to say it, kind of robotic in the way he moves, in the way he is, and the kind of things you did. If you looked at the documentary on Netflix, the top 5, you could see the differences in personality, and sometimes people like personality over the actual play. So people will be more attracted to an Anthony Edwards, be more attracted to that kind of player because of the personality. That's why people like Trae Young, even though he ain't really doing nothing in the playoffs, but because of the way he presents himself, or like a LaMelo Ball, how they present themselves. They may not be the elite of the elite, but people are gonna like them more than a Jason Tatum or even a LeBron or players of that ilk just because of the presentation. Because it's when it comes to what players people like, it's just a popularity contest. It's about, okay, I like your style, I like your fashion, I like how you interview. If your interviews come off kind of like, oh, the same thing again and again, then there's going to be differences. And also, you're right. A lot of people don't watch Boston Celtic games week in, week out.
No, they don't. They just see the little clips and highlights and make a judgment off that. They don't watch the games. They just make judgment off of what they see on clips, because they'll clip because what the media will try to do is they'll try and spin the narrative. They'll try and get a few clips of the what are the players that gets them the most comments about, and players that might get the most attraction. So they'll try and get clips of Jason Tatum failing, and then they'll try and post it just only for him to get shamed. That's what they'll do with every NBA player, but I see it more often with Jason Tatum than I see with any other NBA player. Because the fact that he plays for the Celtics and everyone hates the Celtics, and I completely hear that. I'm not denying that. But why would you hate on one? That it's not Jason Tatum's fault that he plays for Boston, is it? It's the Celtics who drafted him. You can't hate on a player just because he plays for the Celtics. Like, do you know why? People hate on the Celtics because of our history, like of what we did in the past. But the past is the past. Right now, it's completely different. We've got arguably the most passionate fans in the league, arguably the loudest fans in the league. We've got the loudest arena. We've got the loudest arena in the league. Like, no one can really say otherwise. Because I've watched every NBA team, like every NBA team. I've watched pretty much nearly every NBA team, right? And there were and I was talking about what you call the. I always listen to how loud the Celtics crowd is. We're arguably the loudest in the league, and this is not me glazing over my fan base, yeah, but people hate on us because of the way because of our history. Really, I don't really understand. But what is Jason Tatum having to do with that? Just because he's made a few errors in the past, and he's made a few mistakes. Everyone's just all of a sudden onto this guy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is what it is, man. But finish up what you're saying, bro. Sorry, I interrupt you, man.
Oh, it's all good. In terms of the hate towards Celtics, it's a similar hate towards like a Manchester United or a
pretty much the Celtics
or a Yankees or the Red Sox. Any elite team that's won a lot in their history is gonna get hate. Lakers, Celtics, they're both hated by most fans, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Because they've got the loudest fan base. They're the biggest winners. Yeah, they're the biggest winners. They're the loudest fan base. They have some of the most annoying fans to most people. And if you're a player wearing that green or that purple and gold, yeah, you're gonna get hate because you're a part of that organization. There's also certain things with Boston fans in the past as well that's made people hate that organization as well. So it's just one of those things where Jason Tatum just got to block out the noise and just ball out, and as we've said many times, go back to back, get that
And
second championship,
that's
get that
and
third
that's what he's been
championship,
doing. And that's what he's
and
been doing, man.
yeah, and pretty much outside of that, there's not much else Jason needs to do because he's won his first title, he's balling out, and then and now he can start to consider himself top 5 player in the league, top 3 player in the league, the best player in the league. Those are things that he has to kind of gradually go towards. It's not something that he's already is, and a lot of the hate
Yeah.
comes from the fact that certain Boston fans put him in a pedestal that he's not there yet. He
No,
hasn't
no, no.
reached
I
the
don't. They
he hasn't reached the heights that some Celtic fans put him at, but he's getting there, and
some
I can
people
see the trajectory.
people think we're comparing him to the likes of like Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. We're not comparing him to them. We're just talking about what we see in today's NBA and what we're seeing as as Celtics fans, because we watch him every week, so we know what it is. So we know how he plays like. Obviously there'll be times where he's not going to play well. That's okay. That's every player. But we're not comparing him to the greats. We're just comparing him to today's NBA players. We're not comparing him to LeBron James. We're not comparing him to like that. We're not like that. You know what I mean? We're not like that. I just think we're more of like we're comparing him to more of today's NBA players rather than the greats. But I understand some fans can be extreme and be like, yeah, that he's the next coming of this. I think that's crazy. That I think is crazy. Where I understand it is comparing him to today's NBA players, because he's always dropping big numbers almost every night. From what I've been watching I've been watching Jason Tatum for a long time. I've watched him actually since the start of his career, so I can make my judgment based on that, really. And from the way I see it, I just think he's a great player. He's a great player. No one's talking about where he's going to finish in the all-time ranking. No, nobody's going to talk about that. We're just talking about what we see today. That's it.
Yeah.
But you can make your final point, yeah.
Even in recent years with his current ranking, I haven't he hasn't reached the heights that I think he can do just yet. And I look at the way Jason Tatum's talked about by certain Celtic fans is how certain, switching it to football, how certain Arsenal fans talk about players that haven't reached those heights when they talk about a Saka, or when certain NFL fans talk about their favorite players like a Saquon Barkley or Derrick Henry. There are fan bases that will overanalyze and overdo what a player is doing at that current moment, and just let him ball out. I think let him do his talking on the court. I still think there are players in the league currently that are better than him in terms of legacy and in terms of current.
Yeah.
So he's still got a lot more to do.
We're not
a
comparing
lot
Jason
more to
Tatum
do.
to like we're not comparing Jason Tatum to like Kevin Durant and stuff. That's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're just talking about how he's playing today. That's it.
Yeah.
We're not making comparisons.
But he's still got a lot to even surpass.
Oh yeah.
A Giannis or Jokic, on them guys.
I think he can surpass Giannis. I think Jokic will be tough considering what he's already done. Like I think Jokic has already cemented himself like in the all-time Hall of Fame.
Yeah, even he's I think Jason Tatum is in that kind of Luka kind of bracket at the moment.
He's probably gonna be in the Hall of Fame personally. That's what I think. Because he will definitely win two or three more championships at least. Probably three, maybe at least four in his career. There can be a possibility where he can win four in his career. The Celtics are a massive franchise. People don't look at that because they look at the Warriors in the modern day. Cool. But the truth of the matter is we've got 18 NBA championships. It doesn't matter when we've won our championships. It doesn't matter which years we've won our championships. Most of our championships actually came against the Lakers. That's why the Celtics and the Lakers are the biggest rivals, because we beat the Lakers 9 times in the NBA Finals. 9 times in the NBA Finals we beat the Lakers. Nobody's ever done that, apart from us. So we're the only ones who can really talk to the Lakers, or the Lakers are the only ones who can talk to us. It's either or, right? people don't call us a big franchise because we only won 2 in the modern day. People only talk about modern day. Let's forget Magic Johnson. Let's forget Larry Bird. Let's forget Bill Russell. Let's forget Elgin Baylor. Let's forget all these Celtics and Lakers greats. Then let's just cancel every championship. Then. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just people so focused on modern day. They don't want to read. They don't want to read about their team's histories. I've actually watched my team's history. I've watched Celtics and Lakers best of enemies on Disney Hotstar. So I know how my team's history is like. We've beaten teams like the Houston Rockets in the finals. We've beaten teams like the Warriors in the finals. We beat the Warriors in the finals many years. I think when they had Will Chamberlain or something. I think that's when we beat them. We beat the Lakers in the finals plenty of times, 9 times. Beat the Dallas Mavericks in the finals. We beat. There were more teams that we beat, but all in all I want to say is just read about your team's history rather than judge. You know what I'm saying? Like people like to say, but Celtics have not won championship in modern day. That's okay. They can talk about modern day and all that stuff. I think we've gone off the rails here, bro. I think we've gone off topic, but I just wanted to bring this up because people like to spin narratives. So you know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
Yeah, there's always going to be narratives towards certain players, but you just gotta. It's just the thing, innit? Just you gotta just change those narratives. Win another couple titles. Win 2 more titles in the next 5 seasons. Win a couple titles. Win an MVP, and then you can say, okay, Jason Tatum's top. It's in the league. For now, just let him do his thing. Let him flourish. Let him.
I just think that he's pretty much going to cement himself in the Hall of Fame with the trajectory he's going to go.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah,
because there are some players that have not won NBA championships that are in the Hall of Fame. I think, but yeah, it is what it is. But we're gonna move on. I'm gonna give my quick prediction. I'm gonna say Celtics beat the Cavs. But people, there's 43 of you watching. Please make sure you go and subscribe. I'm literally close to 100 subs already. So go on quickly sub. And King will definitely be there as well. 100%. He's definitely gonna get to 100 in no time as well. And he'll be doing some shows. He'll be doing a lot more, content. We'll be doing more shows. We'll be talking, basketball, football. We'll be talking F1. So he's going to appear on the channel. I'm going to be going on his channel. We're going to be doing a lot more. He's going to be doing a lot of WWE content as well. Obviously, you like WWE, don't you? So yeah, please make sure you go subscribe to his channel. We're going to move on quickly. We're just going to talk quickly about the next 2 teams. We've talked about the Celtics and the Cavs and the Sixers. We'll talk about the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers real quick. So the Golden State Warriors. They're I think they're 3-0 last week. They've won all 3 games last week. So it's looking quite good for the Warriors. I can't lie. I think it's looking quite good for them. But I want to know quickly what is your your quick assessment of the Warriors and all such.
Yeah, they look really good, to be honest. They're top in the West. They're on a 3-win streak. Any team with Steph Curry has always got a chance of being very successful. I do like some of the younger pieces that they have. I've always been a fan of Andrew Wiggins. I think he was very harshly dealt with, considering he was a top pick, and I think this move to the Warriors has been very beneficial to him. Draymond's always Draymond. I like the pickup of DeAnthony Melton. Buddy Hield is looking good. I like Looney.
You mentioned, Andrew Wiggins also dealt with the loss in his family, so obviously prayers go out to him and stuff like that. So I hope he can continue his top form in basketball again soon, man.
Yeah.
But continue, bro. Sorry.
I like Gary Payton. I like Kuminga. I like all the pieces that they have. They're a very good shooting team. So
Buddy Hield as well.
Buddy Hield, yeah. So they got a lot of shooters. I think yeah, I like the way they play. I think that uh Steph, well, no, what's his name? Kerr, the GM, is one of the best head coaches in the league.
Steve
So
Kerr.
yeah, Steve Kerr's one of the best coaches. So it's gonna be interesting to see if they can make it out of the West. I think still the two best teams in the West for me are the Nuggets and the Mavericks. So it will be interesting to see if they can sustain their levels. But we'll see. We'll see. Mavs had a slow start. The Nuggets have had a slow start. So we'll see if the Warriors can maintain the top spot.
I hear that. I completely echo everything you say. Steph Curry's not aging anytime soon. The guy's playing like he's 25 again. Like he's still gonna knock down plenty of threes every single night. You can't leave the guy wide open, otherwise you're finished. Like the Warriors are just they're on some different level right now. It's almost like you're waking up in 2016 where the Warriors and the Cavs are on top of the league.
Yeah.
Literally, like it's almost like you're going back to 2016. even what Mourinho joined United.
Yeah.
And now we have a Portuguese manager joining United, and now the Warriors and the Cavs are on top of the East again. It's like on top of the NBA again. I'm like, it's like almost like a throwback sort of thing. But yeah, the Celtics are just right behind them. So obviously, and obviously you got OKC, you got Houston, you got Lakers, you got Suns, some of that. But yeah, I completely hear you, bro. It's almost like they've got a good team. I think there's one more rookie that I think they drafted this offseason. He can knock down some threes as well. But yeah, I think that they have a good team. Obviously they beat us at the TD Garden, but obviously I'm not going to talk about that too much. I don't like to talk about Celtics losses too much. We just didn't have a good game that day. Still, they're on top form right now. I think they're on top. I think they're on top of the West. So
yeah, they are.
Big up to them, man. Honestly, they hopefully they keep this up because I would love to see the Warriors do well. I think this is almost like an end of an era, in a way, because Steph is obviously. I just spoke about Steph's age. Soon he's gonna have to retire. Soon Draymond's gonna leave. Then there won't be any more of the OGs from the Warriors team. At least, but one thing I can tell you for sure, at least they've kind of got a core that maybe that you can look into the future, because what the Golden State Warriors have all been about is shooting 3-pointers, like crazy 3 balls, like the Golden State Warriors, like you just cannot, it's like unmatched, it's like you've never seen before. Even though the Celtics had the best net rating, a better net rating than the Golden State Warriors shooting was like nothing, like something else. Like you just couldn't get you couldn't knock it past them. So yeah, I just think they're gonna be a threat. I will admit this. I underestimated the Warriors a bit too much because I thought but they have to hope Steph stays fit. They have to hope Steph stays healthy now, but if you take Steph out of this team, I said this earlier, it does not look great. However, what we've seen so far is something that maybe we've underestimated a bit too much. That's what I think, and yeah, I just think they'll be a competitive team this season. Hopefully, they'll do well, and we'll see. Let's just swiftly move on to the Lakers. But you want to have any final thoughts on the Warriors before we move on? Actually, any final thoughts?
No, not really though. I don't see them coming out the West, but they've had a good start.
Let's move on to them scumbags. The Lakers. I say scumbags because I'm a Celtics fan. So, go on. You could start off with the Lakers. I mean, they've had a bit of a resurgence, haven't they? After losing a few games in a row.
Yeah.
I think they've kind of bounced back well in a way. I think they just won like 3 or 4 games in a row. After let me have a look at the Lakers schedule. So they just beat the Pelicans, they just beat the Spurs, the Grizzlies, and the Raptors. So they won 4 games last week. So I think, wait, hold on. They won 5 games in a row now, considering that they beat the Sixers last weekend as well, after getting blown out by the Grizzlies and the Pistons 2 in a row, and then they got absolutely blown out by the Cavs. So yeah, the current record of the Lakers right now is hold on, let me have a look. They are 9-4, so it's not bad. 9-4 is not bad. They've had a good start, and they play the Utah Jazz next. So I reckon they look to go 10-4. It should be at least, I think they'll be. I think they'll go on a bit of a run. Maybe we'll see. AD is playing his best basketball right now. I think you can consider him maybe top 2, top 3 MVP candidates right now. Nobody would have thought he'd be ahead of LeBron in the standings, but LeBron's also dropping triple doubles. The Lakers are playing well. Defensively, maybe they're looking really, really good. JJ Redick got them playing good basketball, but like I said, inexperience might catch up to them. This is where I think inexperience catches up, because I'm not saying LeBron James or AD has inexperience. No, not like that whatsoever. It's coaching. Even though I don't think LeBron needs coaching, the rest of the team might do, and it might catch up to them in the future if they do not get if they don't prepare themselves. I don't know if I don't know if they'll make it out of the West. We'll see. They might not, but I think it'll be Denver Nuggets again. They'll make it out of the West. But I want to know your quick thoughts on the Lakers before we wrap up, bro. Just wanted to get
Said it before, I said it again. I like JJ Redick. I like him as the coach. I think he's a lot better than they've had previously.
Ruthless. He's
yeah,
ruthless.
He is. He's a great basketball mind. You've seen it from podcasts when he was an analyst and stuff like that. So I think he knows what
he speaks very highly about Derek White as well.
Yeah, so he knows what he's talking about. I like the fact that any time of play where it's anytime something goes wrong, you can see the passion. You can see the fact that he is a student of the game, and I think that with him and LeBron and the Lakers and the way AD is playing, I think the Lakers have every chance of making the playoffs and making a run in the West. It'll be interesting to see how he manages rotations in the playoffs, because obviously that's when the team gets shorter, making tough decisions in terms of the squad, the rotation, and how to proceed with that. But so far, so good for him, and I think I like the fact that Lakers made this choice. I think more teams need to actually look at younger coaches. I think the old guard some of them are starting to be past their best. If you look at the likes of Doc Rivers, Nick Nurse, I think they're not as good as they once were, and I think some of these teams need to get younger coaches in, former players, basketball minds that actually have that kind of passion for the game. And that's what I see. That's what I see with JJ. I see passion for the game. I see a student of game. I see a guy that is looking at every single detail and trying to do the best for his team. And I think it's working out for them. And I think in the long run, the Lakers are going to be much better for it. So if I'm a Lakers fan, I'm excited. I'm excited about how we can build around AD. Even after LeBron goes, I think there's going to be a lot of positives coming out for the Lakers in the West. And yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Excited.
Yeah, I think so. I think they're a very exciting team.
They better hope that they rebuild after LeBron. Otherwise, they ain't getting excited for nothing.
Oh, they'll definitely be able to rebuild after LeBron.
LeBron's irreplaceable.
They don't need to. Well, to be honest, they can get 2 free pieces to replace him. A guy like him, because
they want
the amount of money.
They ain't getting Zach LaVine the way they're moving. But yeah, go on.
But the thing about Lakers is it's a hot destination for free agents, so they'll always have the best of the best in terms of players. Players will always wants to play in Lakers just because of LA, because of the sunshine, because of the history. It's kind of a team that has the likes of LeBron, Magic, Shaq, Kobe.
There's a team up in Boston that's got better history, but you can continue, bro.
No, but I mean in terms of the weather plus history, Boston's cold as hell. Not everyone wants to go to the east where it's cold. You know what I mean?
I'm just throwing shit at them. I just like I'm a typical Celtics fan, bro.
Yeah, no, I hear it, but
we'll hit on
sometimes,
the Lakers about everything, but go on, bro.
but it's the same reason why people like going Miami. You know what I'm saying? Like weather, decent food and stuff like
Yeah,
that. So there's always an alert to the Lakers. So I think I'll be excited with JJ Redick and what he's doing, and I like what I'm seeing from him. So yeah, I think he's. You know what? I like the younger coaches. I like Muzula. I like JJ Redick. I
you know what
like
it is.
Udoka. I like the younger coaches in the league. I think
You,
they're the better ones for me.
you know what? Do you know what it is? I think every team is now looking to get assistant head coaches from other teams. So like I'll say this: we got Ime Udoka first from the Spurs. He was the assistant of Greg Popovich.
Hmm.
Then he left. Then we got in Joe Mazzulla, who was the assistant to Ime Udoka, right? And then the Charlotte Hornets, and then the Utah Jazz took what's his name again? What's his head coach again? Will Hardy. And then the Hornets took Charles Lee from us, right? So it's like almost, and then JD Redick was like like out of the blue head coach. So like people are now taking assistant coaches from other teams. So like the Lakers took Darvin Ham from the Bucks, and then now Darvin Ham's back at the Bucks again. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's more like everyone wants to take assistant coaches from other teams now and build on from young mindsets. Even though we still have Greg Popovich in the league, who's still the
yeah,
the
he's still
great
quality.
he's the greatest existing basketball coach right now.
Yeah,
He's the greatest existing coach because obviously Phil Jackson retired already. So yeah, as I was saying, it's more like everyone wants to go for the young for the young minds now. It's like that. But yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. Let's just get our quick predictions and uh let's just go through our quick NBA predictions for today. Let's go through Detroit versus Chicago. I'm gonna go with Chicago to take the win
who's at home?
away in Detroit.
That's a difficult one. I'm gonna go with Detroit.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go with Detroit. Actually, if people don't know, this is actually a rivalry game. You know that, right? Detroit and the Chicago Bulls are actually a rivalry game.
Yeah,
This is one of the biggest rivalries in NBA history. Obviously, it's died down because Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordan ain't playing anymore. But this is one of the biggest rivalries in NBA history. Obviously, after Celtics and Lakers, like this is one of the biggest.
yeah.
Heat versus Sixers.
This is the
Hey man, go on, back your team.
nah. Let me think. Heat are gonna get the Jimmy Butler back, and he likes to play against us.
But is Joel Embiid playing tomorrow?
I think so.
So I think you can win.
But it's away. You know what? Yeah, I'll back my team. I'll go Sixers.
Go on, go.
Go Sixers.
I'll go with Sixers too, man. I'll go with Sixers too. This one's easy. Knicks and the Wizards. I'm gonna go with the Knicks. Easy win at home.
Give me Washington.
I had a feeling you'd say this because the moment I said easy win, I'm like, okay, you're gonna go for the Wizards. Okay, cool. You know what? You know what? If you win, yeah, like kudos to you. Real talk. Kudos to you if you win this. Raptors versus Pacers. I'm gonna go with the Pacers on the road to win against the Raptors. I'm gonna go with the Pacers to win. Siakam returns to Toronto.
I agree. I'll go
Bucks
Pacers.
against Rockets. I'm actually gonna go with the Bucks home win. Bucks home win tomorrow. I think the Bucks will beat the Rockets. If they lose to the Rockets, I might not ever back the Bucks ever again this season. If they lose to the Rockets at home, I might never back the Bucks again tomorrow.
I think the Rockets have been one of the best teams, and
I
I like Udoka as well as a coach.
I won't. The thing is, we shouldn't have let him go. But I like Mazzulla now. Um, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Just maybe I feel like there might be like a bit of resurgence. I think the Bucks might do well tomorrow. I think the resurgence. I think the Bucks might do well tomorrow. Yeah, I think the Bucks might get it tomorrow. If the Bucks lose tomorrow, I won't buck. I won't back them ever again. I will never back the Bucks ever again.
No, I can't back them with Doc Rivers, and I think the thing is,
They just
the
lost to the
Rockets
Hornets.
are
They just lost to the
yeah,
Hornets. But apparently it's a controversial call. But still, like the Bucks should not be losing to the Hornets. Let's be honest.
yeah, and then I like Udoka but
Mm.
I know why he left the Celtics. Obviously, he did a wrong thing with people above him, and
It
once he did
wasn't
that,
really.
it was
It
gone.
wasn't really basketball related, but I don't know. It violated team rules, so that's why he left. Real talk. He could have waited out the season, to be honest. But it is what it is. I don't really mind. I'm glad we won the championship with Missoula, so I'm happy with Missoula. I think he's the future anyway. So I'm happy with Joe Missoula. Suns against Magic might be a tough one. When I don't know when Paolo Banchero returns. That's the thing. But I'm gonna go with the Suns home win then. If Paolo Banchero's not playing, I'm gonna go with the Suns home win. If he is, then there's a chance that they could win. If Paolo Banchero's back tomorrow, there's a chance that the Magic could win. But I'm gonna go with the Suns to win at home since they have a good record this season as well.
I'll go Magic.
The thing is that they might be without Paolo Banchero, so I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go with the Suns. Sacramento Kings versus Hawks. So you know how much I admire the Sacramento Kings. I think they'll win tomorrow. Sacramento Kings at home. I think they'll win tomorrow against the Hawks.
Sacramento Kings versus the Hawks. That can go either way. Who's at home?
Kings.
All right, then yeah, Kings. I'll go with home team with that one.
Clippers against Warriors might be an interesting one. I don't know if this is the Golden State Warriors' first visit to the Clippers arena, but I don't know, man. I'm gonna go with. I'll go with the Warriors. I think the Warriors win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Warriors. I would actually like to see that arena in the wall. That would be actually great if I ever got the chance to go there.
Obviously, we predicted the Celtics and the Cavs. I'm gonna go with the Celtics win. Brooklyn versus Charlotte.
Wait, Celtics Cavs, you said as well.
I predicted the Celtics Cavs. I already gave my prediction when the Celtics Cavs preview ended, so we're gonna skip over that.
I got Cavs for that game. I'm just letting you know.
Ferris. Nets, Hornets. I'm gonna go with Brooklyn to win at home.
Brooklyn.
Cam Thomas and Cam Johnson have been playing well this season. Schroeder as well has been playing well. I'm gonna go with the Brooklyn Nets to win at home.
I could go either way, you know. Yeah, let me go Brooklyn.
Grizzlies Nuggets is a good game. I'll go with the Grizzlies home win.
I'm gonna go Nuggets.
Mavs against Pelicans. Augusta, if you're still in the chat, can you let me know if Luka Doncic is going to be back for tomorrow's game against the Pelicans? If you're still in the chat. Because I'm gonna give my prediction based on hold on. Oh yeah, Dallas scraped the win against the Thunder and without Luka as well. So I'm gonna go with the Dallas to win actually. I'm gonna go with Dallas to win. I mean, the Pelicans have been so off key this season. I don't know what's happened to the Pelicans. They don't look like this. They don't look like this team right now. They look better than this. And I don't know what's happened to Zion Williamson, but the guy is just he was one of the most promising players in the league. Zion Williamson. One of the most promising players at one point that he's completely flipped.
Luka's out for the Pelicans, isn't it? Is it?
Against Pelicans game, is he out?
Yeah, he's out.
I'll still go with Dallas to win. I think Dallas got it.
I'm gonna go Pelicans.
on the road against Dallas.
Yeah, why not, man? No Luca. You never
The
know.
thing is, they just beat the Mavericks just beat OKC by 2 points without Luka Doncic today.
Yeah.
So you never know. I'm gonna go with the Dallas to win. Mavericks to win. Spurs against OKC might be an interesting one. The Texas matchup.
OKC, I got. OKC, I got them. That'll be a good game, though.
I want to say Spurs. I want to say Spurs, but my question, but my biggest issue is lack of experience.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with OKC. I really want to say Spurs. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going Spurs. Okay, I'm going Spurs. I don't know why. I just have a sneaky feeling Spurs will win. Not Tottenham Hotspurs. Yeah, you removed the name from your badge. Don't act like I didn't see that. By the way, Tottenham Hotspurs. Don't act like nobody saw that. You removed Tottenham Hotspur from your badge. Embarrassing.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I know. I'll be honest, I didn't care about that. Who cares about Spurs?
An absolute embarrassment of a football club, man. Tottenham are. And finally, Lakers against Jazz at the Crypto.com arena.
I'm gonna go with the Los Angeles Lakers. LA. Yeah, put your LA up. Yeah. Don't worry, I hate them too.
Do I go for it?
Why not?
Dare I say it? The Utah Jazz to beat the Lakers? I wish it'll happen, but I think the Lakers will breeze past the Utah Jazz. But yeah, that's gonna be us for today, man. Honestly, we've had actually a good talk, actually a good discussion. Like I think we've really gone in depth in a lot of, in a lot of what we spoke about, more than recent weeks, in my opinion. Actually, I think this is the most we've spoken since I think the opening night predictions. So we're going to be doing this weekly, people. So make sure you tune in, especially if you love the NBA. Make sure you tune in. King will be here. Me and Augustia might do a quick prediction for the Celtics Cavs game tomorrow. So make sure you tune into that. Make sure you like and subscribe because I'm literally very, very close to 100 subscribers. So if you people could just go over to the YouTube and just click subscribe, that will be amazing. And obviously, make sure you smash the like button as well. Make sure you so it helps the algorithm, and make sure you and make sure you share it around. Make sure if you comment, make sure you keep it respectful because we'd like to engage with you in the comments as well. And make sure you show King some love. I will be putting his link in the title, so you make sure you go subscribe to him. He'll be releasing some content soon. King, what do you got coming up, man? Let them know where you can find you.
AK Academy, African King Academy. I will have some content coming up. I do have some ideas of things that I want to talk about in regards to football, especially it's different to this football culture mostly. I will have some videos on basketball, some things on NFL. I'm a man of sports, so I have multiple sports teams that I follow and watch and enjoy. So yeah, it's just going to be a culmination of sports and a passion and love for sports. So yeah, videos will come soon. But yeah, first video will probably be an intro onto the teams I support, the sports I watch and stuff like that, and then go on from there. Really, that should come out Wednesday, hopefully.
Oh, you release your first video Wednesday? Cool, bro. Make sure you share that on your Twitter as well. I will retweet and I'll make sure I'll share it around as well, man. You make sure you following people. What's your Twitter so that they can maybe drop a follow if you'd like.
I might have to make a new Twitter for the channel. So.
Fair. I did that. I did that for my channel as well, and I'm on 20 followers right now. So make sure you go follow my Twitter as well. AN Sports, same icon, same name. Make sure you go and follow us on Playback as well. We will be doing NBA watch along. Me and Augustia might be doing a Celtics cast watch along. So make sure you should tune into that, people. That will be interesting. And obviously, we will talk more soon. Football will be back this week. F1 Vegas preview will be this week. Yeah, it'll be a lot more we can do. Tomorrow I might have a stream out, or Wednesday I might have a stream. We will be doing we will be ranking the best transfers. Excuse me. We'll be ranking the best transfers, best to worst transfers in the Premier League so far this season, and how they fared for their clubs. And so yeah, people, make sure you tune in, make sure you keep locked in, make sure you keep notification bell on, like, share, and subscribe, and all the good stuff. But that's been us for today. Get me to 100 subs if you can. Make sure you click the link in the tweet so you can go and subscribe. Make sure you leave your comments and keep it respectful as always. Subscribe to King, subscribe to myself, and all the good stuff. But yeah, people, that's been us for today. Peace, people. Take care. Go Celtics.